La da do da, la do da do da, la da do da 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 do da.
Hey Aju, how are you? My name is David Vallone, and I'm one of the mentors here at Animation Mentor. Just wanted to give you a nice critique, hopefully that you'll enjoy it, and I really love what I see here. Actually, I was an animator, a drawn animator for 8 years before switching over to the computer, and I've been animating all total about 34 years now or so. So anyway, it's great seeing this. I like seeing 2D stuff. Don't see it nearly as often as we used to, but it's fun to see it, and I like the tune. I like his attitude, this kind of melodic, almost crooner-like, like he's almost, I know he's on a lily pad, but it's like I can see him on, it's like Hawaiian Beach, you know, just going along, da, da, do, da, and the ladies are just enjoying him as he's kind of walking by. Mr. Cool Frog just has style, has the attitude that he's got it, you know, he's got kind of that it factor in his action and his attitude. So I want to go ahead and play it through, and I have some things I'd like to talk about, but I think overall it's a lot of fun. So I'll go ahead and just play it through, and then yeah. Yeah. The water's really well. I love the water in particular. It's really well done. What I also do I like is seeing the contrast that you have or the texture in the movement, and the idea that he's got kind of sashaying along, and then you have this nice quick spin up. I like that kind of thing that just really breaks up and gives it more interesting movement and rhythm and texture in that movement. So that's really cool to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go through this a little bit. What I was thinking here, I like his walk a lot. It's got that nice attitude. I wouldn't mind, like, in places where we could push this a little bit. I just feel like some places we could push it. Like you have this right here. You know, I wouldn't mind even in this part right here. You've got this nice leg action here, but I wouldn't mind pushing his action here a little bit more. So I just feel like we can almost overshoot and then come back through, boom. You know, just kind of feel like we can kind of overshoot and then down. So it's just a boom, boom, you know, kind of doing this kind of flip, but using his flippers a little bit more, so you get that little nice reversal. So just kind of bump, bump, dun, 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 dun. You know, that kind of stuff. Just a little bit more. In that action, I think would be fun. And this is fun too. I love his turn. What I was thinking about his turn is, I know everything is pretty much on twos here, but I wouldn't mind maybe pushing this a little bit more. Where are we at here? Not here, coming up. Oh, right here. Okay. Because he does, I think the spacing right here is he goes down and then we go up to that really quick. I mean, you've got the sense of arc in his nose arc, kind of under arcing and then up, which is good. What I was thinking though is I wouldn't mind, it'd be great if we could do this on ones possibly, but the idea of him slightly coming down a little bit more, wouldn't mind just pushing in that a little bit more. Just pushing him down just a little bit more, because then what I thought is that he could, when he starts to come down or up, I should say, I'd love to see if we can get a little bit more, just another frame where he could just start leading with the head. So he's down, and then he just leads with that head just a little bit more, then that leads up into that stretch. So it's kind of just starting to lead in. Like I wouldn't mind. Let's see. I guess I could have had it here. Actually, let me go ahead and kill this frame here. But the second one, this is the first one. Again, just maybe coming down a little bit more. let's see. I just feel like I want to push it a little bit more. And then when he starts to come up, I wouldn't mind just leading again with that head, starting to lead up into my proportions aren't going to be that good here, but let's see. I want to see about just trying to lead with that head a little bit more, and then come up. It's just kind of leading that a little bit more. I think that would be kind of nice. And then the other thing, I love how he turns, and I wouldn't mind right here as he comes up or starts to lay his foot down, is that the foot and the head aren't kind of hitting at the same time. Like maybe the foot just hits a little bit later. But what we can do is we can overshoot a little bit in here. Someday I need a monitor tablet. That would be great, so I can draw directly on the image. But just kind of overshooting a little bit. And then he comes down, just want to, but it's behind his head kind of moves, and I think the foot can slap down a little bit more. And right here, my thought was, I know since you're dealing with drawn animation and it's a lot more frames to animate and things like that. But would love to get maybe just as he's doing this little da da do da, it's just getting a little bit of da do da, just a little da do da, just a little bit of that kind of upper body movement, little shoulder movement. I know you did a little limited stuff right here, just having a layer of his arm on top. I don't know what program you're using, but it'd be great just to have a little bit of this, just a little shoulder right through that, just a little da do da do da, just a da 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 do da. I know it's a bit more to deal with for sure, and I totally understand that, but it would be kind of fun. And right here, the other thing I thought would be good is I love how he does that da, and he sees the fly right here. I thought maybe we could push let's see, where is it at? Push the eyes, go even a little more. I like how you're leading here. I wouldn't mind leading those eyes a little bit more coming out here. Like the eyes are targeting, so you even push those eyes a little bit more. So they're pushing, and then I think it would be fun to really see them come out, really get more text savvy, with those eyes. See, why not push them a little bit more and see if we can get them out there a bit. Which I think would be kind of fun. Definitely kind of have it in that kind of bullet-like, just kind of there, because they are. But just really pushing them out, and then they settle. This one, you'd have to probably, bring them out a little bit more, just so they don't pop too far away, but spacing-wise. But just that idea, and then they go back more to start to take a little bit more of the round shape, just a little bit more. I don't quite have my spacing very well, but the idea, I think, just kind of seeing, kind of, whoa, yum, Then he's got his little licking his lips, which I think are fun here. Yeah, this is fun. The spacing a little bit in some places. You start off like you have them up here. One thing would be nice. Let's see. You have this. I wouldn't mind just arcing that a little bit more. See if we can overlap it. You got the overlap there, and then it comes up. So it would be kind of nice. Maybe it's more like this, just a little bit of a slight S curve. Let me get rid of this. Slight S curve, kind of tracking up, and then it slaps. So it's just kind of, you kind of get a little bit of that slight S curve. So it's like, so when he's coming through, is a little bit of a drag and then slight overlap and snap it through. So you get a little bit of that an S curve shape before you get to this reversal, you know. So you kind of S curve it. Where'd it go? Oh, right there. So you kind of S curve it, boom, and then it drags and comes back out of there. I like that. Yeah, so you're getting a nice little drag there, and then come back out of it, which is fun. Now, the other thing too, yeah, this is good here because you're getting this nice contrast here, nice kind of squash, and then the stretch. I like that. That's good. And then come up. The other thing too, I like the way you move to from here. I like the blink and then stretch. This is great. I wouldn't mind maybe stretching this even more. Just get a little bit more in that. You can just kind of push it a little bit more and then they settle, you know. Boom. But what I want to say is you have this nice stretch. I like this. You have this compression with the face, which is nice. Then you stretch. I wouldn't mind just getting a little bit more, because right in that moment, it feels like the head and the body are exactly the same. So if we just get a little bit more of you get the stretch and just a little head drag, like that. So you get that stretch and then head drag. You could even squash and then squash down and settle back up a little bit more back to his natural shape, which would be fun. Just a little bit there. And then I would say right here, for me, it would be great if, I like this idea you're stretching, but I wouldn't mind just in this moment, if there's a way to get just a little antic, like right through here, you could just get a little antic of he can squash his head as he's getting ready, but he can also kind of slide antic back and just kind of, and then go right forward. So it's like, you know, it's like, so you have a little bit of this antic to just kind of kind of set it up a little bit, because it does, when he does first go, it feels a little, you know, I mean, you have a little bit of this, which is the slow out, which kind of helps set it up a little bit, but I wouldn't mind just seeing a little bit of like a little antic and little squash kind of, and then he goes, you know, then those eyes, it's like a squash here, then he stretches forward, those eyes stretch, you know, the face, the muzzle stretches, then that tongue comes out. And then right here, it'd be kind of nice, I think it would be good to catch maybe his, to lead with the eyes through here, just like the eyes are leading his action, his head turn. So you could possibly have him start to come over here. And then, you know, so they're leading this action and they're following a little bit more in the way that they're tracking. And then you set up and you go for it again. And this is fun. All this is fun. I like this right here. The other thing I thought would be kind of fun is to be able to, I think you can really kind of get a little bit more stretch through here. Like you could start to get a little bit more So you start to stretch, and then right here, I wouldn't mind the idea of doing at least on this part of his body. I wonder if we can try it and see if we can really, I almost feel like I want to make his arm really kind of this big, well, big stretch arm, you know, because he's coming out of here, and then you get this big stretch, and then it, you know, it's a big stretch, and then it catches up. So the idea is like, you know, when you can do like one, start to move out as he's moving out, it slow out, then it stretches a little bit more, and then you get the big stretch, and then just catching up, and then catching to the image. So you got the, you know, the first pose, start to slow out, slight stretch, then big stretch, then catch up, and then slow into the final position that he's at. So it kind of, the body kind of catches up a little bit that way, just to get a little more visual flow. Because sometimes it does a feeling like a little bit of a strobe feeling, only because there's not a whole lot of visual overlap in the imagery. So, you know, the eyes, to be able to kind of see this nice visual flow, you can still keep it quick and fast, but it just feels like it could use a little bit of that stretch to kind of fill in the visual gap and keep that flow going just a little bit more. And I like the way he falls. Yeah, I think this is fun. You have a little bit of hang time, boom, and then he's there, which I think is great. The other thing, I was just going to see if there's anything we can, yeah, I think this arc works pretty good. I thought the arc in the foot, as he starts to, yeah, you have that going pretty good. Wouldn't mind, yeah. Just trying to see if we get the foot just started. Oop. And yeah, wouldn't mind just bringing it up a little bit more. Just want to see. Oh, it's not moving there. Yeah, sorry. Oops. Yep, I meant for this to be here. And just want to see what we get out of this. It's actually in this drawing. Oop. I just want to see if we, by just giving it a little bit more lift, right here, start to give it a little bit more lift. Like it's starting to lose he's starting to lose the grip there, or his foot placement, just a little bit. And then coming out of there. But I think overall it's very nice. That's very minimal. I don't know that's, I was just trying to see if we can get a little bit more kind of, like you start to slip and then you get a little bit more arc up like that. Yeah. The only other thing I was thinking is regarding his his downs on his body here. I know he's coming down here, then you get a little bit of a bend. I wouldn't mind just getting a little bit more, slight more bend on him. It's not giving a knee a break, you know, in terms of, but I wouldn't mind just giving him a little more bend than he comes up to that, just to kind of give it a little bit more weight in this way. But you do have the nice line here. Whoops, the nice line, which I think is good with his downs. I wouldn't mind just giving it a little bit more, keeping that nice rhythm there with the line. Just to push it a little bit more, just to feel like there's a little bit more there. And the other thing I would say is just on his the da do da.
da do da da do.
I wouldn't mind, like, if there's a way of getting a little bit more of the mouth corners engaged a little bit more. He kind of stays, the mouth stays in that, the corners stay in that smile position way out there. Wouldn't mind, you know, like he goes da, so they slightly come in da do da, like that da do da. Just feeling a little bit more of the corners being engaged in that, and that may help a little bit more of that feeling of elasticity in the face, because it'd be fun. He could, you know, da do da, you know, getting a little bit da do da. Just if you wanted to even push that a little bit more, if you're trying to get a little bit more da do da, that could get a little more caricature with it. But I know he's trying to stay smooth, so it doesn't mean that he goes da do da, you know, too big. But just something in that to kind of keep that mouth a little more, giving a little more feeling of elasticity. Would be great. And I don't know if we could get a little bit more of that kind of lower part of the muzzle kind of squashing and stretching just a little bit more. But overall, I think it's a really fine piece that you did. Really fun. And now I know it's not that you're trying to hit every chord with his left hand, but if maybe in there somewhere that you're doing that a beat, an accented moment, that he has a little chord switch or something like that, you can get da do da, you know, just something that would be kind of nice to see it. It's not huge, because it's not that you want it to be all about that hand trying to hit the chords right or anything like that, but I wouldn't mind seeing the hand just do a little adjustment of something, you know, in there. But overall, really fun piece, and I love seeing it. It's great. I'd love to see more of it. That'd be great. Hope you can do more of this kind of stuff, because it's refreshing to see, you know, in the world of 3D, to see some more 2D popping up every once in a while. So again, thanks a lot, and Aju, and I hope I said that right, Aju, and have a great journey in animation. And thanks again. Bye now.